My YouTube channel is getting an upgrade. I bought a new camera. This video is about helping newer nurses when you already feel burnt out yourself. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Lisa Chappell. I am a Doctor of Nursing Practice, an associate professor, and studying to have my board certification as a health and wellness nurse coach. I make videos for nurses, students, and caregivers on how to become more empowered and resilient. I've been filming on my iPhone 12 and it's been awesome, I think. I would highly recommend if you are looking into starting a YouTube channel to just start filming with your phone. That's a great way to start. And then just over time, if you get used to making videos and then publishing those videos, automatically what's going to happen is you're just going to start to learn more and more, practice more and more, and then you're going to want to upgrade yourself, I think, at some point in time. So I wanted something super easy and simple. I got myself a Sony ZV-1 and I love it so far. It's the cutest little thing. What I'm really excited about is coming up, my husband and I are going to be doing some major travel, and I've already made a couple of videos on traveling with someone who's a wheelchair user. And I'd love to do even a little bit of vlogging to just kind of show how we navigate travel. So we're going to be driving and we're going to be covering some major distance. I'm really excited about this YouTube channel. The second thing I wanted to talk about is that it's tough to be able to help new nurses when we're already burnt out ourselves. And I completely remember this from when I was bedside nurse. And I'm really experiencing this actually now as a nursing faculty, because in nursing academia, it's gone through some incredible changes over the last year with the pandemic and how we educate and converting everything over to remote learning and online classes. And it's taken a big toll on faculty as well. What I've seen happening is so many faculty are retiring. There's a lot of turnover and sort of this chaos, as well as what's kind of interesting is that there's nurses who are deciding maybe they want something different, and maybe they have their master's degree and they're deciding they'd like to do a little bit of education, and so they're applying. We have all these new faculty and I am feeling pretty burnt out myself after everything that I've been doing. We have these new faculty coming in and I haven't been sure how to help them. And so I've been looking into some strategies. So I have some tips for you on how to help newer nurses when you're feeling a little bit burnt out yourself. First of all, I want to say I love you, because if you're asking this question, it means you really care. Not only do you care about the new nurses that are coming in, but you care about the profession of nursing, because you realize that taking care of our new nurses is what is going to make things easier and better for everyone in the long run, because there's a shortage and we have to be able to sustain and take care of our new nurses in order to make the profession better and make it grow and to take care of ourselves, really. My first tip is to take care of yourself first. So you need to be investing time, effort, and energy into yourself before you can even have a hope of helping newer nurses. I did make a video on self-care for nurses and caregivers. It's also for students, anyone involved in nursing, really. So take a look at that. I have some tips and some steps to follow in order to start implementing self-care into your life right now. Some concrete things that you can really do and some ways to make some goals for yourself. My second tip is to change your perspective about newer nurses and about student nurses. And that's to view them as an asset. It used to be that a lot of nurses would feel like, ugh, if they came to work and they were assigned to a student nurse, or they were precepting or orienting a new graduate nurse, that they'd be kind of bummed about that. This small investment of your time is going to help you. It's an extra pair of hands and an extra brain helping you out on the unit for the day. Some other things you can do is just to smile, not show in your face. Kind of, it's like when you're taking care of patients and maybe you're doing something, isn't the most pleasant of experiences, that you learn to control your facial features so that you're not conveying this isn't something that you want to be doing. So try to implement that with student nurses as well, and really monitor how are you coming off to them. It's an opportunity for you to provide a little bit of education, especially if you have been working for a very short time and you're new yourself, and then you're having to orient or precept new nurses, to just be honest about that with them and be, we might be learning this together. It can make such a big difference in your attitude towards them, because they are really sensitive to how they're being perceived on a new unit. They are going through so much being new and trying to learn, and so you can really help them along their path and their journey. And I know it's tough when you're already feeling burnout yourself, especially after this big pandemic that we've had and all of you have been through, to do very simple things, to smile, to compliment nursing students or orientees, because they're looking to you. They're looking for your feedback, looking for the positive things that they're doing. Maybe they have really good bedside manner and really build great rapport with patients. And so be sure to compliment them on that. Try to focus on their strengths as you're giving feedback, and that can really go a long way. My final tip is to engage in a mentorship program, or if you don't have a mentorship program, to consider creating a mentorship program on your unit or at your hospital or whatever your work setting, if it is outside of the hospital. And if you don't have a mentorship program and you don't have the time or the energy to try to initiate a mentorship program, how could you become a mentor in other ways? The beauty of this is you don't have to have a formalized program. Last week I made a video that new graduate nurses first 6 months had a 60% likelihood of leaving the profession altogether because of harassment and bullying. Mentorship is the antidote. It has the exact opposite effect of bullying. And the beauty of mentorship is that not only does it benefit the mentee, it also benefits the mentor. And I found a couple of articles which I think are really interesting, and so I wanted to share those with you. I need my glasses here to be able to see this. All right, so one of these articles is called "The Benefits of a Nurse Mentorship: Why Education Matters," and this is an ad, I guess you could say, to go back to school. But it talks a little bit about what is mentorship and why is it important, and then cites some statistics. And so according to a 2017 study by Nurse Today, the mentor will sharpen their skills that they're mentoring the new nurses on, so it serves a benefit to them. And then it is also incredibly beneficial in building support for the new nurse. It is a synergistic relationship between a beginning nurse, the mentee, and a nurse with multiple years of experience, the mentor. I also pulled an article related to implementing a mentorship program in an emergency department, which I think is helpful because that's a high intensity area. And some of the benefits of having a mentorship program included, all this program included was weekly meetings between the mentor and the mentee in order to share constructive feedback. This was a qualitative evaluation, so they looked at different word themes that came out of the research. This revealed that mentees felt more supported, and then mentors felt more empowered. It also improved teamwork, camaraderie, it intensified confidence levels, enhanced professionalism, and boosted morale across the emergency department. So complete antidote to what bullying, it has a complete opposite effect. And the beautiful thing also about mentorship programs is that benefit starts to spread. And so what can you do to create an informal mentorship program? You could invite a newer nurse to go to coffee with you once a week. And this can be outside of your shift, and that way you're not in the thick of things. But what I want you to do is focus those meetings on giving positive feedback and helping them grow professionally. You're gonna get out whatever venting you need to do elsewhere. This isn't the place for venting about your problems with the profession or with the unit that you're working on, or gossiping about others. It is simply to be there to listen and to support and to help out. And this is something that can be done outside of the job, which I think that can be really, really helpful. And maybe it's a weekly meeting, or maybe it's every other week. Get little gifts for your mentee that show them that you really appreciate the progress that they're making. Could you give them little compliment cards or something like that? You can build amazing friendships this way, and you can also really establish yourself as someone who is really very helpful within your organization with a mentorship program, or even just with acting as a mentor. The final article that I pulled, so this one's called Perceptions of a Statewide Nurse Mentorship Program, another qualitative study. I love qualitative research. So in this one, I'll just read it to you. They described through qualitative research some of the themes that came out, and let's see, the findings for the mentor group included giving back, so feelings of giving back, rewarding and energizing, concrete guidance, not always a good fit. And sometimes you will find that with newer nurses, that maybe they're not always a good fit, but sometimes honesty can really help them come to that realization, and talking it out with a mentor. Goal setting and nourishing the mentee. Mentee themes included that this was a lifeline for the mentee. They moved from reluctance to resilience. It helped instill courage, and it helped them to gain confidence. A joint theme, connected for life. There's hundreds of studies that really support the benefits of mentorship, and maybe you can think about, did you have a mentor who helped you, and what were the things that they did that were really beneficial to you? And then you can model that for your mentee. All right, so the final thing I wanted to mention here is to consider equitable task distribution. And so what I mean by this is, when you have the opportunity to help out newer nurses, is to ask them if you can do tasks for them that would take 5 to 10 minutes. And asking for these 5 to 10 minute tasks can be majorly helpful. That maybe you're just pulling meds for them, or maybe you are just going to a patient's room to let them know that this nurse will be with them shortly. There are little things that you can do that don't take too much away from what you're doing, because the last thing you want to do is get sucked into a task that's going to take up half an hour, 45 minutes of your time and take you away from your patients and the things that you need to accomplish. If you have a struggling new nurse on your unit who is autonomous, they're taking care of their own load of patients, can you ask them, can I help you with your 5 to 10 minute tasks? There may be just some things that you could do for them that would really, really help them out in that moment without having to take on too much. All right, and so that's all the tips that I have for you today. So take care. Please like this video if it's helped you out, and I do appreciate if you click that subscribe button, and then also click the bell for notifications when I release videos every Wednesday. Have an amazing month of June. I guess we're already in June.